G'day folks, welcome to Backyard Legends with Bevo. I'm your host Bevan Jones, where we talk to some absolute legends, from celebrity chefs to superstars of sport and entertainment icons. They tell us about the windows that they broke while playing backyard cricket, to building amazing tree houses and slip and slides as well, and how they relax in their backyards today. So pull up your deck chairs, put your feet up and get ready for some ripping stories.
Welcome to Garden Master, the home of quality sheds, celebrating 50 years of Australian-made quality and backyard expertise. We offer a range of products, sheds, aviaries, animal shelters, shade houses and more, all built to last with our 25-year structural guarantee. 5 decades of craftsmanship and passion have created the Garden Master legacy. Join thousands of Australians who trust us for their backyard needs. Visit gardenmaster.net.au today to explore our range and redeem your special anniversary offer. Australian made, Australian quality, Garden Master, the home of quality sheds.
Marcus Flores, welcome to Backyard Legends with Bevo, mate.
Thank you for having me, man.
Now tell us about Adelaide Atletico. Sounds unbelievable what you're doing at the moment.
Yeah, well, currently I'm a founder and technical director of Adelaide Atletico. They're currently our football club in 4 or 5 years have made the jump to participate in State League 2. So this is after 5 years of building, we got the privilege to be part of the State League 2 of the FFSA. So we're really happy.
And how did this all come about? Because we were just talking off air and you've had an amazing journey. We'll talk a little bit later on on your sad passing of your father and what that meant to you and your relationship with him. We'll talk about that a bit more as well. But yeah, tell us about the Adelaide Atletico thing, how it all came about.
I just arrived to the country back in 2019 through LA City. I was a captain in NPL with them. But previously on that trauma, on my retirement of my professional career, I had an opportunity to travel around the world and to help kids in Africa, and then that motivates a connection to bring me to Adelaide. I got here in Adelaide and I started seeing things that were a little bit on the wrong side of how I was seeing things in that moment in terms of football, in terms of development. In the wrong side of my eyes, which is not, it's just me. It's just me. I was not happy on things that I was looking at it back in the day in 2019. Football too expensive, football too many conflict of interest, friends of a friends playing, no opportunities to many people. And then magic happened that I got a call from a federation telling me to participate as a cerebral palsy coach in nationals in Sydney. I helped 6 South Australian boys to play in that team. When I got back, COVID hit it. I said, thank you very much, but I'm not running anymore. And then I become friends of these 6 guys with a cerebral palsy. The program didn't continue with the federation, so I become friends. And one day, Chris Oakley, he said to me that, he called me, hey Flores, what are you doing, these days? And I said, I'm in here in Glenelg, man. And he said to me, let's go and kick around on the park, or what? You don't want to do anything more with us? And I said, well, we're friends, man. We can play in the park whenever you want. So we started kicking the ball on Saturdays, and we got him and I just kicking a little bit, then a friend, then another friend with a cerebral palsy, then 7 guys with a cerebral palsy. And when we were 7, that was an organic catch-up. It was not a commitment of money, nothing. It was just my friends. And one day I said to them, now you go to 7, you can be a football club. You can actually be a team. I can introduce you to the football club. And they said, we don't want to play for another club. I said, yeah, but I'm doing my academy, only 3 teams, and I don't, you can be one of my teams of my academy, but you need to be a club. And they said to me, but no one include, you have include us in your heart. So we don't want to play for them. okay, you want me to open the club for you? And they said to me, that would be crazy. So I just got back. I was in shock. So I just give a call to the federation and said, what do I need to do to open a football club that I got my inclusion team on top of everybody?
Incredible.
And that's how it started.
Wow.
They drew a little logo there. I just organized the colors, black and pink, boom, boom, boom. And I wrote a constitution that the inclusion team is the top, and then the first team, then the juniors, boom, boom. We organized that. Zero conflict of interest, more affordable. And everyone starts saying, you crazy. You're going to lose a lot of games. I said, okay. And basically, it's not that I don't care. It's that I do understand that in time in life you lose and you win, man. What is the problem?
Yeah, that must be so rewarding for you as well.
And not just only these 7 players is still the heart of our club after 5 years, is that one of them is representing the country with the Pararus on the cerebral palsy, in the cerebral palsy team. We got 15 players with disability across on that team. We got more than 15 kids with challenges in our mainstream soccer. We got 40 teams, in total now in our football club, in one facility that, that shouldn't be hosting 40 teams, but we do what we can.
Tell us about life in Argentina growing up, and he was obviously such an influence on your career. So no doubt lots of kicking the soccer ball around with him in your backyard?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I born in Argentina, in Cordoba, and my father was a doctor. My mom was a businesswoman, so I was in the middle class high in Argentina. So every kid in Argentina get a soccer ball as a gift. I'm more 30 years ago. And I got memories that I was having fun with it. And I had a sister as well, 1.5 years younger than me. She was playing with me a little bit. And I got a lot of memories of just kicking the ball hours and hours and hours. And when my father used to come from a hospital, he used to say like, oh, Marcus, I'm too tired. And he was just passing the ball a little bit, but he was completely in love with the game and with the idea in a way to see me achieving the dream to become a soccer player, even when I didn't even have that. Because I liked soccer, but also I was a spoiled kid that I thought, I can be a doctor, I can be a lawyer, I don't need soccer to survive, And I was loving it. Anyway, one day at 14 years of age, I said to my father, asked me, I said, what do you want it to be, when you become an adult, when you grow? And I said, doctor, like you, maybe. Teenager, trying to be smart. And he said to me, why? Look at you, man. You're driving a Mercedes-Benz, everything is perfect, it's fantastic. I said, well, I'm doing this because I love it, man. So what about you playing soccer? Your coaches are telling me that you're a good soccer player. It's just a hobby, man. I'm 12 hours far from professional football. My city was a small city, 100,000 people in North. So I didn't see a professional soccer like every Sunday. It was not a chance like an Adelaide boy just going to see Adelaide United and high match every Sunday. For me, it was difficult. The team that I loved was 11 hours far. The closest professional team was 5 hours far from that city. So it was hard. And my father at 14, he said to me, you should try to be a soccer player, man. I said, no, I'm not good enough. You are good enough, but you need to try. And then he said to me, okay, anyway, 7 p.m., wait for me, I'm going to pick you up from us. So he just came back home, train. And then he said, let's go, I'm going to take you to the hospital, I'm going to deliver a baby to a patient. Okay. So I went there, he sat me, he just called to the nurse and said like, just dress up Marcus, he's going to go into the room. And I was 14 years of age. And he go to the patient and said like, there is a student that wanted to participate, a young doctor, and it was me, all covered. And he just actually, I didn't see much, but I saw a lot, I was there in that room, and my father was working really professional, boom, 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 with everyone around, and I passed out. Oh. And when I passed out, they give me some sugar, some soft drink, and when I came back to life, he said to me, "You still wanted to become a doctor?" I said, "No, man." So, okay, just let's do the trials, man. Which trials you want me to do? So I did one trial, scored a goal, boom. And I made it, and in Unión de Santa Fe, in my first professional club. And then I started going through all this journey of a kid that wanted to make his dream come true, you know?
Incredible. And how did you end up in Australia with the Adelaide United?
I was playing in Chile at 22, 23 years old. I was playing in the first division in Chile, and the current coach, Carl Beard, he was the assistant coach of Aurelio Vidmar, and they traveled to Chile just to see me how I was training, some videos, and they said to me that, you know, they wanted to align me to the team, and I said, like, Australia is too far, man. No, don't worry about it. And then they pushed me, my agents back in the day, and one day, you know, it was Australia. I was just coming on the way. Honestly, football-wise, at that age of 23 or 24, even if I didn't want to play for Adelaide or for Australia in general, because I was in that breaking through in South America where it's competitive soccer, you know what I mean? Not that Australia is not competitive, because Australia is really hard to play. But back in the day when A-League was only 8-9 teams, it was a big risk. I don't know if it was a mistake or not in my career. But what I do know, that was the best thing that I ever done. If that was a mistake, that was the best mistake that I ever done.
So passing out on that floor.
Because Australia just improved me, not just only as a player. Physically, I was one of the worst athletes at that age. I couldn't do balance, and here in Australia, they fixed me really quick. And as a person, you know, I got in love with the country. I started my idea to don't live in Argentina ever again. So at 24, I thought, wow, I want this life. My mother cried because I said that back in the day, but I'm here.
Hey folks, do you love your footy? Are you over 35 and want to be part of something very special on Anzac Day in 2025 in Gallipoli? Well, check this out.
The Slugs plan to play men's and women's games here at this soccer ground, the closest to the Gallipoli battlefields during the 2025 commemorations. The idea to make it spectacular, to fill this entire area with Aussie Anzac pilgrims. Vincent Malia tours with the Southern Slugs. Footy, he says, is perfect to honour the Diggers.
They would love it, I'm sure, because it's bringing Australia over there, isn't it?
And what did you mean by, when you came to Australia, that it fixed you? What did you mean by that, Marcus?
Because I was always in Argentina, there is not much a caring factor for coaches to really do that yard in professional football to improve one human being, one athlete. They just use you, and if you cannot hit the target, boom, they replace you. It's high level. And high level is like that. And in Argentina, because there's a lot of talent, people don't care. They do, okay, this one, no, this one, we're gonna, by swapping like that, one day they're gonna find someone that is okay. Here, when I came, yes, I was kicking the ball fancy. Yes, I was doing a little heel here. But I didn't have any abs. I didn't have any, any muscles in my upper body. I couldn't even do balance. And they explained me, you know why you can do balance? Because you're really weak on these glutes here, on the... I didn't know that. I said, how you didn't know? How you play professional before? And I said, well, because in Argentina, we play professional if you hit a target, not if you do push-ups. Yeah, but if you get stronger physically, you're going to hit a target more often. Okay, let's do whatever you want. So they said 10 push-ups, okay, 10 push-ups. 5 days, but for 4 months, they got me crazy. Jumps here, jumps there, by elastic, all the fitness work that I'd never done it since that moment. And that actually made me to play better soccer.
That's a great story. And growing up, you know, like I love the sport of Aussie rules and all sports, to be honest. And, you know, I was lucky enough to have 2 siblings as well, and many backyard battles, and used to love being like one of those people that go out the backyard and have idols that I grew up, you know, idolizing as a young fella. What about with football over there in Argentina? Did you have someone that you idolize and wanted to look up to, Marcus?
Yes, I was. I was just pretending to be Maradona. And because I took it too far that game, I was actually wearing the national team jersey, putting the captaincy just to play in the backyard, you know. I got my sister, 1.5 years younger. And Maradona, in that moment that I was 10, 12 years old, he was in that 30s, you know what I mean? Finishing his career. And Maradona was all about the free kicks, you know, the precision. And for me, I was a superhero, you know. So I start thinking as a 10 years old that I could switch the lights of the room by kicking the ball. So I started kicking the ball in my room. My mom, stop that thing. Then I thought, I'm a superhero like Maradona. So I was just walking like Maradona and just saying, I'm gonna hit that ball and it's gonna hit in that apple. That apple is gonna go down, it's gonna fall, and I had all that fantasy. And one day my 9 years old, back in, my sister is gonna kill me for that. But she has a little bit tooth that was a little bit loose. And she said, Marcus, help me.
Oh, no.
And I said, I'm just practicing soccer, you know. At 11 years old, little bit obsessed, little bit up. And then she said, like, about help me just with the stream, with the door, whatever. No, I can help you. But you need to stand up there. You need to close your eyes. I'm gonna aim to your face.
Oh, no.
Absolutely. I'm gonna smack it. And I'm gonna get you off. I promise you. I mean, practice, I'm a superhero. And the crazy thing is, my sister believed in me. And she stood, she was so funny. That hairstyle was pretty cool. She stood 5 minutes. You can double check one day with my sister, but I missed the first one. It was not like a movie story, you know what I mean? First one, boom, 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 hit it. I missed it. It passed really, really close to her face. And then she got freaked out, obviously. And for 5 minutes, she said, no, you missed it. You don't have a superhero. Da, da, da. Whatever, I got it. You give me one more, and I'm gonna hit it. I swear for God, I said, on that one, the second one, I just put my chest up, and I'm thinking, now I'm Maradona, man. If I hit this, I'm gonna play professional, man. Boom! I hit it. I just smacked her face. The tooth come on. She got it there. And she started crying, and she said, I'm gonna tell Mom, Papa. So you wanted me to help you? What are you doing? Why are you actually? But I did it. I got in trouble.
Yeah.
Got in trouble for 3 weeks. But probably because of that, I thought, Jesus, I'm good. I can. I will score some goals one day.
You mentioned before you've got a couple of kids yourself. Are you now creating those backyard memories that you had, not so much kicking the ball into their face, but in terms of like, you know, are they going to be future soccer players as well?
Oh, I don't know. My son is saying that I'm not a good player, or I'm not. I was not a good player. So he's convinced though, and I said, yeah, okay. So for my son, I'm not his idol. He is left-footed. I never kick the ball with my left. So, yeah, Roman likes soccer, but he likes his bikes as well. He likes cars. He just ran. He loves to run. He loves the scooters. And I coach probably more than 400 players a week, you know, these days. And when I go back home, the last thing that I want to do is to kick the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the reality is that if he wants to play, I will be there. like my father was for me.
That's beautiful. And you said you've got a daughter as well, is that right?
No, 2 boys.
Two boys.
But
two
the
boys.
second boy is 4 months old.
Oh, right. Yep, so a bit early for that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Were you sort of person that were there other games in the backyard as well that you played with your dad other than, kicking the soccer ball around, that sort of thing? And you mentioned before your son's into the bikes and whatever. Were you that sort of person that into your BMX bikes and over there in Argentina?
No. I was, I had a bike, yes. I got a computer as well, games. What I do remember, my interaction with my father was that support. Mentally. No one believed in me more than my father.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a nice story. And at 32 years old, so young, you decided to retire because of the sudden passing of your dad. What happened there, Marcus?
I was in Indonesia. I was having fun. I was already mature enough, just traveling for 10 years, I was having fun in the first division in Indonesia, and I went on holidays in 2018 to Argentina, like I was normally doing, playing 1 year in Australia, going on holidays to Argentina or China or whatever country I was. And on that 2017, I finished the season in Indonesia, finishing top 5. And when I got back on holidays with my girlfriend, we were there 1 month, and then on the 20 of February of 2018, I was in the airport in Buenos Aires, Argentina, to go to prepare myself to travel to Russia. So I was boarding, and I received a call that my father got in a stroke or something like that, and that he was not okay. And it took me really, really a surprise, because 5 days prior to this, I was telling him, hey, let's meet in Europe, let's travel around the world. 5 days later, I got that shock. And I don't know what happened to me more than just that sadness, But I couldn't overcome that easy. I didn't do any therapy, or I didn't visit anybody. But basically, I was grieving absolutely crazy, and I understood that this loss made me feel a little bit guilty. The fact that I was traveling around the world, I know that I was following my dream. My father used to love that. But at the same time, in that moment, I did the math, and for 10 years, I saw my father 25 days in total. In 10 years.
It's not much.
It's not much, man.
No.
You know what I mean? He didn't saw my kids born, and look at what life did. And in that moment when that shock happened to me, I got too upset, so I didn't want to play anymore. And I said no to one club, I said no to another club. And then 2 months later, when I was just trying to get out of a sofa in Moscow, in Russia, I said well, that's it. I'm not playing anymore. And basically, I find joy in the streets, playing soccer in the streets.
And just doing amazing things for people, like young people on the streets as well. And that obviously inspired you with Adelaide Atletico too. So just wanted to quickly ask you as well, Marcus, I could talk to you all day. This chat's been incredible, and always the way when you have such awesome chats, time just goes so quickly. But I just want to ask you the difference between backyards in Australia and Argentina.
When I grew up in Argentina, my backyard was 10 by 40, is that right? And I had the most crazy games ever in that 10 by 40, which was fairly big. But I grew up in the town that was only 100,000 people, so for me to play in the streets was also my backyard. And with the kids, we were always outside, and I was a really happy person in my time in my playing time in the backyard. And here in Australia, I'm living in Hot Valley, where I got a quite huge backyard with a lot of trees. And my two little boys are getting their bikes and just riding on the cul-de-sac. So I don't find many differences.
Right.
Obviously, time has changed because people got more devices now. But my little one doesn't touch the devices and just go and kick the ball and get a bike and kick the ball and get a bike, and reminds me quite a bit of how I was growing up. You know, he got marks everywhere.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And I love that.
I love that too. And absolutely frustrates me exactly the same thing. Like, kids these days just don't get to experience that because they're on their screens. And like you said before, it's so beautiful. Like, I remember playing cricket like out the front on the road and that, and riding the bike around the caravan park, or, you know, you leave in the morning and then not come home till night time, and just have the best times growing up. And kids these days, they don't experience that, do they?
Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit. Not everything is pink, because end of the day at 9 o'clock, when I said to my son Roman, I said, Roman, just come to sleep. He cries, he refuses. It's 9 o'clock and he's 3 or 4 years old, man. So he gets into his bike, he sees a car, he's like, hey guys, car, you know, that things that we used to do it. Yeah. And I love it. But when he goes to bed, he got all his nails really, really dirty. And he and I said, like, we need to take a shower. Nah. I just wanted to. And he fell asleep. So I hope they in the childcare they don't think that I'm not a good father, you know. But this guy is living. This guy is playing. And I said to Marina, he will get there. As long as he is healthy and he is understanding what is good and what is bad, that freedom to play in the backyard, that imagination. In the backyard, I find so many things back home, you know. I find things of thinking that one little pot where we have the plants, you know, hanging, decorating our wall in our gazebo back home. I was just thinking that was from a planet that I needed just to pull it down with a soccer ball, you know what I mean? And just boom, 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 until I get it, track, boom. $6 more than my mom needed to buy it. Marcus, I'm gonna kill you. I love it. It's beautiful to come back, you know, just to think about that.
Well, Marcus Flores, thank you so much for coming on Backyard Legends today, mate. We could speak all day. I just love hearing those stories. Thank you so much for sharing them, and well done on an amazing career so far, and the best of luck going forward as well.
Thank you for having me.